Hello everyone, welcome back to today's video. As you can see the stack of books, in today's video we are going to talk about 5 books that you must read in your 20s. So do you want to know the names of these books? Then stay tuned till the end of this video. So the first book that I have on my list is one of my favorites when I was a teen. And the name of this book is The Little Princess. So there's a series of these books, but you may start with any. I would suggest you to start with the first one, but if you're not interested to start or go in chronological order, then I think the series is kind of a series wherein you can pick up any book from the series, but yet you will understand the story once, or maybe you go back and forth in the series. So this book is about a character. So the character in this book is little Mia, and this is about what all happens in her life during her school time. The love life, the disaster, the fun element, being herself, going and achieving something in her teen, everything that a teen goes through in her or his life. This book has it all, and this is kind of a book wherein you would start the book and you would keep on going till the last page. So I highly recommend to all those who are just starting with their 18, 16, 19, 20s, they should start with this. It's the first book. Book number 2, Mrs. Funny Bones. I'm sure if you haven't read this book, you might have known about this book, or you might have heard about this book on social media, on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, somewhere or the other. Yes, this is a book by Twinkle, Khanna, and this book I have added in your 20s because I feel that this book has humor, and lately what I have found that is teens love humor as well. So earlier it used to be like teens only love love stories, and they do not have that fun element, but I feel that's not the case that is going on in today's world, and that is the reason I recommend this. Along with that, there is a plus point that is added in this book, that is the vocabulary. You know how good Twinkle Khanna is with her vocab. She's just fabulous with that, and top of that, it's like cherry on the cake. So you have got vocabulary plus you have got humor. Of course, it's funny, fashionable, and fantastic. So you can go for it. The second one, Mrs. Funny Bones. Now this is my recommendation number 3, Connect the Dots, and this is by Rashmi, Bansal. This book is for all those who are nerds. Either they are grammar nerds, or they are book nerds, or they are into books, they are kind of technical persons, and they are more serious about their lives although they are in their teens. So I think this is kind of a book that is motivational, inspirational, and a practical example of what all things happen and how did these people, the stories that has been mentioned in this book are quite intriguing, and they bring that entrepreneurship inside you, and that is the reason I've put this on the list of my top 5 to read or must have in your 20s. Next is number 4, The Little Book of Luca. Please don't go the way it is written. The pronunciation is Luca. So out of the 5 books, this is one of the high priced books that you might find on the internet or Amazon, The Little Book of Luca, and this is one of the book for all those who are into arts and they are more into knowing about different cultures, different people, different religions, different country. So this book is for you. It does not have any element of India because this book is from a different country, from a different perspective, and if you want to know about a different culture completely and want to know their story about happiness, their story about how there's a living over there and what kind of a situation they face in their day-to-day life and everything about Denmark basically. So please read this book. It is one of the high priced book, but I think it is worth, and this book is one of a lifetime. and especially if you're planning to gift someone and your budget is 500, and if you're planning to gift your friend, maybe 2-3 friends together, you are putting in money and you are planning to give, then this book is a must one. Yes. Another thing to add about this book is this is visually pleasing book. That means there you might think that if I am reading about a different culture, how would I come to know about how does it actually look? So this book has a pictorial format. There are pictures in this book, and it is a beautiful book because there are so many pictures through which you can relate and you can find yourself in that culture, and it becomes more relatable for you when you connect with these pictures and when you connect with the text. So everything has a picture. Anything that you find that you don't know, you have a picture of it, and that's how the reference is given, and that is the reason I love this book a lot. And yeah, that's it about the book. Are you one of them who loves the smell of the book? I am one of them, and this is my last recommendation. And why I kind of sniffed it, because this book is the first book that I had purchased, like first 3 books that I had purchased, but I never had that inclination towards this book because I thought this is kind of a boring book. But the only pleasing thing was its cover, so that is the reason. And of course it is the best selling book, and there were so many recommendations during my early 20s that this is the book that you should have in your bookshelf if you are a book reader. But I think later on when I realized that you actually get some practical solutions. So if you're into your 20s, you're struggling with the language, you feel that you're not a confident speaker, you want to become an effective speaker, then this is the book, The Quick and Easy Way of Effective Speaking. So here are some techniques that are involved in this book, wherein it tells you about how should you give a talk, how to talk impromptu, how to build confidence, and so many things. And it is one of the famous books by Dale Carnegie. If you're not planning to read this in your 20s, that is totally okay, just like me. But maybe later you will find this relatable, and maybe later you will thank me that I had this book and I have a huge reference of this book. Yes, so these were the 5 books that you must have in your 20s. Give this a suggestion to all those who are into their teens, and let me know which is your favorite and which is that one book that you have already read and what are your reviews on it. And give me suggestions if you have some other interesting books to read in your 20s. Thank you so much for watching this video, and before you turn off, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel Trainophile. It would mean a lot to me.